Hello students, in this session we will learn about proportion. Comparison of ratio. Children, you can compare two ratios in the same way as you used to compare fractions by making their denominator same. For example, compare the ratios 5:9 and 7:12. To compare the given two ratios, first, write the given ratio as fractions, that is 5:9 equal to 5/9 and 7:12 equal to 7/12. Make the denominators of the fractions equal. To do so, first find the LCM of 9 and 12, which comes to 36. Then make the denominator of each fraction equal to the LCM as 36. So 5/9 equal to 5 multiplied 4 whole divided by 9 multiplied 4 gives 20/36, and 9/12 equal to 9 multiplied 3 whole divided by 12 multiplied 3 gives 27/36. As you know, in fractions where denominators is same, the fraction with bigger numerator is greater. Here 20/36 is less than 27/36. As denominators are same, so compare the numerators. Since 20 is less than 27, so 20/36 is also less than 27/36. Hence, we could say that 5:9 is less than 7:12. Consider the following situations. A. The cost of 5 liters of oil is 450 rupees and cost of 8 liters of oil is 720 rupees. Which of these two is more reasonable? B. A car travels 240 km in 4 hours. Another car travels 150 km in 2.5 hours. Children, can you tell which car travels faster? To find the answers to such questions, we need to find the ratio of the two quantities. That is, in example A, we need to find the ratio of the quantity with that of the ratio of their cost. Similarly, in example B, we need to find the ratio of distance travelled with that of the ratio of time taken by both the car. Now let us solve the sums. Example A. Ratio of quantity of oil equal to 5:8. Ratio of their prices equal to 450:720, which when reduced to simplest form gives 5:8. The ratio of their prices is equal to 5:8. Thus we can say that the ratios are equal in both the cases. Hence, they are both sold at the same rate. Example B. Let us find the ratio of the distance covered and ratio of the time taken by the cars to compare the speed of both the car. Ratio of distance travelled equal to 240 is to 150, which when reduced to simplest form gives 8:5. Similarly, ratio of time taken by both the car equal to 4:2.5 equal to 4:5/2, which is equal to 8:5. Therefore, the ratio of the distance travelled is equal to the ratio of time taken. Both the ratios are equal. So we can say these quantities are in proportion. Since both the ratios are equal, we can say that these quantities are in proportion. Remember children, if two ratios are equal, then we can say that the quantities are in proportion. Let us understand proportion in detail. Proportion. Proportion means a part or share of a number considered in comparative relation to a whole. Children, when any two ratios have equal value, then the two ratios are said to be in proportion. Proportion itself states that the equality of two fractions or ratios. Proportion is denoted by double colon or equal to symbol. Let A is to B and C is to D are two ratios. When A is to B and C is to D ratios have same value, then we can say that A is to B is in proportion with C is to D. Let us take an example. The yellow part of this figure can be represented by 1 by 3, which is equal to 1 is to 3. And the yellow part of the second figure can be represented by 2 by 6, which is equal to 2 is to 6. Children, you can see here both the ratios have same value. 2 by 6, when reduced to lowest term, it gives 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 equal to 1 by 3. 1 is to 3 equal to 1 is to 3. Hence, two ratios are equal here. So we can say 1 is to 3 is in proportion with 2 is to 6. Remember children, in proportion, if two sets of the given numbers are increasing or decreasing in the same ratio, then the ratios are said to be directly proportional to each other. To understand better, let us take another example. The time taken by train to cover 100 km per hour is equal to the time taken by the train to cover the distance of 500 km for 5 hours, such as 100 km per hour equal to 500 km per hour. A is to B is in proportion to C is to D. As we know, A, B, C, D are the parts or terms of the both the ratios. A is the first term, B is the second term, C is the third term, and D is the fourth term. Now let us know about the terms of these ratios. The first and the fourth terms are called extremes. A and D are called extremes. Second and the third terms are called means. We read it as A is to B is in proportion with C is to D. If A, B, C, D are in proportion, then A by B is equal to C by D. That is, A multiplied D is equal to B multiplied C. That means product of extreme equal to product of means. AD equal to BC. If two ratios are in proportion, then product of extreme is equal to product of means. Remember children, to find whether the given numbers are in proportion, check whether product of extreme is equal to product of means or not. If the product of extreme is equal to product of means, then only we can say both the ratios are in proportion. Let us practice few sums related to proportion. Question 1. Check if the following terms are in proportion or not. 3, 6, 1 and 2. This can be represented as 3:6 equal to 1:2. 3 is the first term, 6 is the second term, 1 is the third term and 2 is the fourth term. First and the fourth term are the extremes. Second and the third term are the means. Now to check whether the two ratios are in proportion or not, check whether product of extremes is equal to product of means or not. Product of extreme equal to 3 multiplied by 2 equal to 6. Product of means equal to 6 multiplied 1 equal to 6. Since the product of extreme is equal to product of means, hence we can say 3, 6, 1 and 2 are in proportion. That means 3:6 is in proportion with 1:2. Question B. Check if the following terms are in proportion or not. 12, 4, 3 and 1. This can be written as 12:4 equal to 3:1. Now check whether product of extreme is equal to product of means or not. Product of extreme equal to 12 multiplied 1 equal to 12. Product of means equal to 4 multiplied 3 equal to 12. Children, since the product of extreme is equal to product of means, hence we can say the terms 12, 4, 3 and 1 are in proportion. That is 12:4 is in proportion with 3:1. If the product of extreme is not equal to the product of means, then the terms are not in proportion. In this way, we can check whether the given terms are in proportion or not. Question 2. State true or false for 16:24 equal to 20:30. That means we need to check whether both the ratios are in proportion or not. We have to state it either by saying true or false. 16/24 can be written as 16/24. Which when reduced to simplest form gives 2/3. 20:30 can be written as 20/30, which when reduced to lowest form gives 2/3. Since both the ratios have same value, we can say that 16:24 is in proportion with 20:30. Hence it is true. Question 3. Find the value of x in the proportion 5:10 proportion with x:30. We know that A:B is in proportion with C:D only when product of extreme is equal to product of mean. So, product of extreme equal to 5 into 30 equal to product of mean 10 into x. So, we get 5 into 30 equal to 10 into x, which gives x equal to 5 into 30 whole divided by 10. After solving, the value of x equal to 15. Question 4. Determine whether the ratios form a proportion or not. 20 cm is to 1 meter and 35 liter is to 175 liter. We have to check whether the given ratios are in proportion or not. 20 cm is to 1 meter. As we know, we can compare quantities of same kind with same units. 20 cm is to 1 meter. In this ratio, it has two different units, centimeter and meter. So convert meter into centimeter. Since 1 meter equal to 100 cm, so we can write 20 cm is to 1 meter as 20 cm is to 100 centimeter, which is equal to 20 by 100, which when reduced to lowest term gives 1 by 5. Now 35 liter is to 175 liter. This is equal to 35 by 175, which when reduced to lowest terms gives 1 by 5. Children, as you can see, the value of both the ratios are equal. Hence, we can say that 20 cm is to 1 meter is in proportion with 35 liter is to 175 liter. Unitary method. To understand unitary method, let us observe the following situations. Situation 1. Rohit purchased 2 notebooks for Rs 30. His friend Siddharth wants 5 notebooks of the same type. Children, can you tell how many rupees he needed to carry with him? Situation 2. Arun wants to give return gifts to his friend. If 3 cans cost Rs 45, then how many cans he can purchase for Rs 300? Children, in these situations, we need to first calculate the cost of one article or item, then we multiply the cost of one article to the number of articles required. Hence, the method of finding the value of one unit from the given quantities and then the value of the required quantities is called the unitary method. Remember children, value of one item can be calculated by dividing the value of given number of items by number of items. Similarly, value of required number of items can be calculated by multiplying value of one item by required number of items. Let us understand better with few examples. Example 1. Cost of 12 pens is 96 rupees. Find the cost of 8 such pens. Children, to solve this sum, we need to find the cost of 1 pen and then we can multiply the cost of 1 pen to the 8 pen. So start writing the statements as cost of 12 pens equal to 96 rupees. Now find the cost of 1 pen, which is equal to 96 divided 12. Now multiply the cost of 1 pen to the required number of pens, 8. So cost of 8 pens equal to 96 by 12 multiplied by 8, which is equal to 64. Hence the cost of 8 pens equal to 64 rupees. Example 2. A bus travels 120 km in 3 hours. How long will it take to travel 360 km? As per the question, time taken to travel 120 km is 3 hours. Now find time taken to travel 1 km, which is equal to 3 by 120 hours. Now, time taken to travel 360 km equal to 3 by 120 multiplied by 360, which gives 9 hours. Hence, it will take 9 hours to travel 360 km. In this way, we can solve the word problem using unitary method. Here it comes to the end of the video. Thank you.